In this video, I will show you how easy it is to reupholster your Acura RL door armrests. I bought new covers on Amazon for $20. I have provided a link in the description box below. You will need clamps, adhesive, and both a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver for this project. Okay, so let's get started. There are only 3 screws that hold your door panel on your door, so let's quickly identify those. You will need to pry open each one of these plates to access the screws below. With a small flathead screwdriver, pop out the first plate behind the door latch. Now, on the end of the door pull, pop out the plate. Then, under the storage bin, use your finger and pull out the cover plate. Now that your screw is exposed, take your Phillips head screwdriver and remove each screw. Using your hands only, pry the door cover off, starting closest at the hinges. Don't let go of your door panel. There are a few more attachments you have to disconnect before the panel is free. The first 2 are plugs that you need to disconnect. The third is the door latch itself. It is attached by 3 small screws. You will need a Phillips head screwdriver for this. Once the latch is removed, the door is free. Okay, take your door to a workbench and let's identify all the screws you need to remove. There are exactly 22 screws to remove. Don't worry about remembering where each screw came from. They are all identical screws, so you can just make one big pile. The first 15 screws will be fairly easy to identify. They look like they screw right into the armrest itself to hold it in place. Remove each one. Once all the obvious screws are removed, flip your door upside down and free the arm pull from the door. The arm pull is attached to the armrest, so it needs to be free. There are 7 screws that attach the arm pull. The last 7 will give you your 22. Behind these 2 locations, there are electrical clips that need to be unplugged. One is by the top of the arm pull, the other is at the base of the arm pull. The one at the top of the arm pull is actually easier to disengage if you flip the door back over. Each one has a small clip to depress, then they will slide out. Now when you lift your door panel, your armrest will fall free. There are 4 screws that hold the arm pull to the armrest. Remove the first 2. You will need to remove the window button box before you can access the last 2, which are below the box. You might need a smaller head on your screwdriver if the one you're using is too big. There are 4 smaller screws that hold the black box on. You need to separate these from the other pile as they are not the same size screws. Now that your black box is removed, you can access the 2 lower screws to remove the pull arm. If you're not good with puzzles, you can loosen or remove the single screw at the top of the arm pull to help with getting the armrest to fit through the hole. Now simply strip off the old cover. If you need pliers to get a good grip, go ahead and use them. Take your new cover and align the seam with the edge of the armrest. With your adhesive spray, spray along the edge of the inside of the armrest and start to clamp down. You can use small clamps or even clothespins as long as they are tight. I have a link provided in the description below of where you can get the clamps that I'm using. Simply repeat this process. When you start on the other side, make sure you pull tight, but keep in mind that you want the seam to be aligned with the corner of the armrest. If you don't have enough clamps, you can do one side, wait 10 minutes for it to dry, and then use the same clamps on the other side. With a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife, cut the lines on the armrest cover to the edges of the hole in the armrest. You will need to pull these pieces up and glue them on the inside of the armrest. If you need a few extra lines to help with the curves, go ahead and make them, but be careful not to cut too close to the edge. Once dry, go back and remove all your clamps before you do the inside hole. The clamps will be in your way, so give it time to dry. Use the smaller of the clamps and repeat the same process as before. Spray your adhesive and pull each piece of the new armrest as tight as possible before clamping down. The tighter here, the better. Once dry, remove your clamps and place the arm pull back through the hole in the armrest. Attach all 4 screws that hold the plate into place. Double check that all fabric is securely in place before you screw the back plate into position. Align the child lock button with the hole in the plate and insert the black box. With the smaller screws, secure your window controller back into place. If you remove the door memory buttons from the arm pull, reattach it now. Put your armrest back into its position. Flip the door cover over and reverse the steps earlier when we took out the screws. Remember, when putting back in, there are 22 screws, so don't forget any. This next step might be a little bit easier if you have someone help you. Take the door panel back to the door and attach the door latch first by replacing the 3 screws you removed earlier. Having someone help you hold the panel, plug the 2 electrical clips back into their sockets. Then align the panel and push the panel back into alignment until you hear it snap in. You will repeat all the same steps for the other side of the car as well. Find the 3 original screws that hold the panel into place, return them to their positions. Once that is complete, you can press the cover plates back over each screw area and your car is complete. Each door can be done in an hour and costs less than $33. If you take it to the upholsterer, it will be upward around $300. So this do-it-yourself project is easy and can save you a lot of money. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to check me out on Facebook to see what I'm working on next.